Coming up next on Virginia Outdoor Life, we'll go to fly fishing school on Chesapeake's Northwest River. Plus, find out how these racing pigeons find their way home from hundreds of miles away. And we'll go bird hunting at Shady Grove, one of Virginia's most elite hunting preserves. Stay tuned. Virginia Outdoor Life is next. Hello folks, and welcome once again to Virginia Outdoor Life. We are so glad you could join us here on January 6th for our first show of the new year. My name is Jim Hale, and alongside once again with my buddy the Captain Eric Burnley here.
Always happy to be here.
Well, Happy New Year to you,
Thank
pal.
you. Looking forward. 1996, another whole year of possibilities.
Yeah, Captain, as you probably know, there's been somewhat of a, or not somewhat, been a big resurgence in fly fishing. It's
That's
just
right.
sweeping the nation, it
Yes,
seems.
it has. Yes, it has. It's really caught on with a lot of different people getting involved, people who were never involved in it before. And getting young people involved is also extremely important.
Yeah, that's the way we're going to kick the show off today with a great story here. And this is one you went out on last weekend.
That's correct. We went down to the Northwest River Park, and we took part in a fly fishing seminar down there, and it was really, really interesting.
You catch big fish on the...
We were trying to beef up our programs at Trout Unlimited a little bit, and I thought about calling somebody from the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries and seeing if they could come down and talk to us about opportunities for fly fishing. I've done my bit about telling you what the local fly fishing opportunities are. Why don't you come down and help us put on a fly fishing program to introduce kids to that sport? So that's why we're here. Ron Bennett from Fly Fishing Virginia, which is a local guide service, has a couple of 6-year-olds in there, and he's promised to teach them how to cast.
Behind you, you throw it up behind you, and now look at it. Look at this line. It's just, see it? Look, it's staying up in the air. It's not touching the ground at all. Anybody can do this. See, look at that. It's easy. So you have a choice. You can either do a regular, what they call a forward cast like this. Look how nice and straight it was. Or you can do what's called a roll cast, where you bring it back, you pause, and then you roll the line and out it goes. Good. Pause. Yes. All right. Now remember, try to use your arm, do a little bit like this and go a little bit slower, and then just pause it right and just throws it right in there. You don't have to grip hard. We're going to lift it up. We're going to throw it behind us. Did that slip through your finger? Yeah, it's heavy, isn't it? When you throw it back, you can feel the weight of the line like trying to pull itself out of your hands. There you go. Look at that. Okay, now you ready to do it all by yourself? Okay, do it. Now, yeah, look, good. And you do exactly like this, and you start to strip it. And then when you felt them...
Don't you think that's the key to fishing is fun?
Oh, I do. That's why one of the things that we do when we do these seminars is try to let the public know that it's easy to do, and you take away all the mystery and the problems and just let them catch fish and enjoy the outdoors, and I think that's what's great. Perfect. See how good you're doing? Mm-hmm. It's so effortless. It doesn't take any muscles. Just let the rod do all the work.
I know when somebody says effortless, it just never quite seems to work out that way for me, you know?
Well, see, the problem with folks like us that have been fishing with spinning and bait casting is we want to snap it. We want to snap our wrists all the time, and that is not going to work for fly fishing. You got to go forward and push, pull back and push, and that's the secret. I'll do it for about 2 or 3 times, and then I'll snap it, and the line will pop behind me and all like that. But the key to Ron and what he does is he gets the young people involved, he gets the ladies involved, he gets novices involved that have never been in the sport before. He's taken away that mystery about fly fishing. I think too many people wanted to keep it to themselves. They wanted you to think that fly fishing was just for these really experts.
Right.
And Ron has gotten past that, and he's getting people involved, and it's great. He's a great instructor.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
A good deal.
I was going to say, it seems like, you know, people are intimidated by fly fishing.
Yes,
So
and there's no need to be.
yeah.
All right, now time for a little outdoor news with 1995 in the books. The numbers are tallied, and the awards are soon to be handed out for the Virginia Saltwater Fishing Tournament. The guy taking the top honor for 1995, the Angler of the Year, our buddy Jimmy Cobb of Virginia Beach. Jimmy earned citations in 12 categories, 4 better than his nearest competition. And get this, his year was cut short. We talked a little bit about it last week. Jimmy suffered 2 heart attacks in November, wasn't able to fish after that. We are very happy to report that he is well on his way to recovery and couldn't be happier to be honored.
Well, naturally, it's quite an honor, Eric, to know that you whipped up on everybody in the state. But it was with a lot of help, so I got to share my victory with others. I've said for several years now, I like to get 100 citations before I die. Well, I've got 95, and I almost died this year. So I've only got 5 more to go to get to break 100.
All right, Jimmy looking great there.
Yeah.
The winner of the Release Angler of the Year, also a Virginia Beach resident. Congratulations to Dr. Jim Wright, who earned citations in 6 categories in 95.
Every release you get is memorable.
Yeah.
You know, they're fun. That's all there is to it. Now, when you can put a tag in them and learn something more about them later on, that's even more memorable. Hopefully, people will return the tags so we can get migratory patterns and growth rates. Okay, we found out a lot of things over the years, but there's so many voids in our knowledge that tagging is one method to add to this overall fund of knowledge.
Couple of guys right there that just have really made this show fun since we started doing it.
They're
Right?
both good guys. They're both hard fishermen, and they both wanted me to make sure to thank their wives. Jimmy's
Amen.
wife
Right.
was instrumental in letting him go fishing or in getting him out of the house. So I don't know which on her case, but Dr. Wright's wife, Charlotte, fishes with him a lot and holds a couple of records and is one Lady Angler of the Year at the fishing club. So she's quite an angler her own self.
All right,
So,
well, our hats off to both
ladies,
those guys.
and
their
ladies,
wives.
And their ladies,
You
absolutely.
got it. All right, more Virginia Outdoor Life coming up after this. When we come back, we'll show you how some unbelievable birds come back to Hampton Roads from as far away as Alabama. Stay tuned. I'm trying to tell the captain to behave here. You wouldn't believe this guy. He acts up sometimes. Captain, I got to tell you, since we've been doing the show, we get phone calls from people telling us about, hey, you got to come and check this guy out or whatever. Man, we got a phone call a couple weeks ago telling us about this guy that races pigeons. We said, we got to go check this out. And folks, I have got an amazing sport to tell you about and show you about pigeon racing. Homing pigeons released from as far away as Georgia and Alabama. They fly back to Hampton Roads at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour and more, believe it or not. Well, we ran into a guy, Norfolk Police Officer Steve Jenkins, who trains these amazing birds. We spent an afternoon with him and his hobby. You say you've been doing this since '61. Tell me about how you got started, Steve.
Well, I got started in pigeons, believe it or not, at a grain elevator up in Ohio. The guy up there needed wild pigeons shot, and that's how I got started. And we started shooting them, and then the guy I went hunting with him one time, he showed me a whole yard full of pigeons that he had, and I started raising them and had them ever since.
And how did you get into racing pigeons?
Racing pigeons just evolved over a period of time. The first birds I had were the wild pigeons. Then I got fancy pigeons, and then I went into homing pigeons and started racing in 1967, and then moved here and started racing here in 1974.
Well, tell me about this operation you had. This is amazing. It's like you have a couple of garage full of pigeons here.
Okay, well, over here is a newer loft I got. This is my breeding loft. This is where I breed the young ones that I fly every year. This is set up in 2 sections that are 6 feet by 8 feet long with 12 nest boxes. There are 12 pair of breeders in there, and each one raises 2 youngsters. They lay 2 eggs in each round and raise 2 youngsters out each clutch. About 30 days or so, the babies are full grown and ready to roll.
People are amazed at how far they can fly. I mean, how much ground can they cover?
Well, they can, like I said, they can cover as much as 700 miles in one day.
Gosh!
And I had birds let go at 6:30 in the morning. We clocked them at 8 o'clock at night. So, you know, it was pretty good. But they do fly 1,000-mile races, and those haven't been accomplished in 2 days' time. All right, this is one of my best racers from the last Old Bird season.
So this is a champion right here.
This is a champion. He's won a total of 5 races, 3 concourse races. He's won the...
Does he have a name?
Yes, well, yeah, his name is Tony Moco, which
Really?
stands for Lonely Wind.
Let's see this Hall of Fame bird fly.
All right.
Go, Tony! All right. Oh, yeah.
To me, it takes a lot of the stress away. I come out here and sometimes I'll just sit down and watch them, just calm down after a rough day at work. And like I said, they're not the least bit demanding, and what I do to them comes back to me tenfold over in just the races alone.
Oh, you see Tony going back into his house area. Steve has more champions than anybody in the state. I think he has 5 champion birds. He breeds them. Some of them come from Europe, Holland, Denmark, and whatever. And he says, you know, you can get a bird for as cheap as $5, or you can spend $5,000 on them if you want. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna give him $5 and you know, maybe see how my bird does. You know what I mean?
Suit yourself. Yeah, I'm more into the first part of the pigeon sport he talked about. That's what we used to do.
Shooting them?
Shooting
Shame
them.
on you,
Yes,
Captain.
we did. Yes, we did.
Not those kind.
No. These
Right,
were, like
wild
you said,
pigeons.
people had barns that they didn't want the pigeons in, and the farmers, you could go out there and they'd run them out the barn, and you'd stand down there and pop them when they come out, just like he
Right.
was talking
Yeah.
about.
If you shoot them around here, the game warden's gonna pop you.
No,
bud.
no, you're allowed to shoot 'em.
Can you shoot a pigeon?
Sure.
Really?
Farmers, if they want you to go out and clean out a barn, you can't shoot them in downtown Norfolk.
Right.
They would get upset over that, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
Not a
Somebody.
good idea.
No.
Okay, but we don't want to shoot Steve's birds.
Call them in easy with that popcorn. Now. Sit on the park bench.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. That was fun going out to Steve's house. That was awesome, and we're going to actually go out with him. Now's not the racing season, obviously, but we're going to go out with him.
Pigeons got better sense to go outside in this weather, I'll tell you that.
That's right. And we're going to see what this racing stuff's all about. It's time now to take a peek into the outdoor scrapbook. These are just some of the pictures sent in by you viewers, and as always, we've got some great ones.
Kevin Rowe of Virginia Beach has a pair of 5-pound striped bass caught at the first island of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. Kevin says he and his 2 sons are dedicated fans of Virginia outdoor life.
Next up, Tom Daisy of Chincoteague. He and his dog are showing off their 11-point buck they bagged together in Accomack County.
Next is Ann Lord from Virginia Beach. She caught this trophy croaker during the Chesapeake Bay Challenge last September out of an Ancock. The fish took first place in the croaker category, weighing in at 2 pounds 4 ounces.
And finally, it's Michelle Hedgepeth along with an 8-point buck she took last month in Isle of Wight County. Michelle hunts with the Zuni Hunt Club. As a matter of fact, her grandfather's one of the charter members of the club.
See, Captain, I figured out why I didn't get one this, you know? I didn't have my glasses.
Oh, okay.
I'm all set now.
All right.
Ready for next season.
Well, good.
To bag a few, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the problem.
That was what it
didn't
was.
have anything to do with my ability
They're
as
hard
a
to
hunter.
see those big brown animals running through the woods. Anybody could miss one.
And like you, as a matter of fact. Don't go away, because we're going to go bird hunting at an unbelievable place to hunt birds. We'll take you out to Shady Grove, one of the premier hunting spots in the state. We'll show you why after this. All right, we're over here. How about that? Now, as promised, folks, we told you about this place. It's something sweet. If you really want to go to an unbelievable place to hunt, have we got the place for you. It's called the Shady Grove Game Preserve. It's a ways away, about 2.5 hours up to the northwest, but it's worth the trip to Remington, Virginia. Photographer Mike Bibbo went up there and brought back some great pictures of a great place.
Is that everybody? I have 504 acres, and it's all set up strictly for bird hunting, training pointing dogs, and training retrievers. We do pheasant, quail, chucker. We do flighted mallards. I guide goose hunts in the early goose season. And of course, we train dogs here.
And right where I left off yesterday.
Sorry, Steve, I had to back you up, buddy.
I've been here for 5 years. I've been training dogs about 30 years. I have a pointing dog, which is an English pointer named Rio, and we have a Labrador Retriever, which is named Bandit. You see how he's moving up? It's telling me that the bird is running. So we'll probably have to step up pretty quick here. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Watch for Steve.
There he goes. Back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good boy. All right. All right. Good girl here. Good girl. All right. All right. You got a game pouch. Whoa. Will. Thank you. Good boy. Man. When I opened Shady Grove up, I could see that the future is going to be hunting preserves because there's no more wild birds to hunt in Virginia. They're just gone. And this is what hunting is coming to. And that's why I set it up as much like natural bird hunting as you can get, because you have to hunt the entire field, not just feed plot to feed plot like a lot of people have. And here you have to hunt everywhere. Quail.
Good shot, Andy. Good shot.
Good, look at that point. Isn't that a pretty point?
I wouldn't hunt without a dog. They come out here and they work all day for you and lay up in the house with you at night. You couldn't ask for anything any more than that. They become real close to you. They become your buddy. That's what makes it all worthwhile. It's the dogs. Good girl. Here. Ah, the girl. All right. Good girl.
That looked like fun or
Yes, sir.
what?
Yes, sir. That's great. Absolutely
Golly.
spectacular.
You know, besides the birds and the dogs, they also have sporting clays, and you never know who you're going to see up there. Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, goes up there to shoot. Just an incredible place. And by the way, would like to thank Gene Merrill, Andy Clements, and Steve Ward for bringing Mike, our photographer, along for the hunt, and also Neil for having us out at his place and showing us around. Gosh, I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah. Well, earlier we took you fly fishing. Now we want to show you something that can help you if you decide to go fly fishing. It's Dick Stewart's book, and I got that baby right here. It's got all you need to know about fly fishing, and we've also got a couple of flies here.
A couple of flies?
That's why they call it fly fishing, I suppose.
Because you can fish with flies.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Imitations of
Yeah.
bugs.
So we're going to give both of these items away to somebody who has sent in to our hot product drawing, and this is what we do. We get the old crab pot out here, shake it up a little bit, and the captain reaches in there. Reach in deep there,
Got
Captain.
it. I got a letter
okay,
this time.
we got a big long one there.
Okay.
How about that? Who is it? Do they have a name?
Oh, Paul Long. She sent it in for her husband.
Oh,
Bless her
Beth
heart.
Long.
Okay.
How about that?
Paul Long in Cortland, Virginia.
Okay, they get the fly fishing book and the flies, and we've also got a couple of tickets to the Tidewater RV and Sports Show. Great show, and that's at the Pavilion in Virginia Beach. There you go, and we've got 2 tickets to this really super event. So
good event,
hold those,
good
Captain,
event.
and
You gonna
I'll
pull
reach
that?
in here this time and
out.
pick a winner. And here we got John Mays of Chesapeake. So, John, and I've heard a little rumor we've got some awesome hot products on the way
Coming
here,
up,
Captain.
coming up, yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, pal. Well, deer season is now officially over, but we got quail season till the end of the month. Time still to get a couple
season,
ducks,
duck
and
season.
we got a whole lot of good stuff coming up here
yeah.
every single week on Virginia Outdoor Life. We thank you very much for joining us. So until next week, we'll see you in the great outdoors. Say bye, Captain.